The best Christmas movie of the year is not on streaming services, and it's certainly not on the Hallmark Channel. Let's talk about Alexander Payne's The Holdovers. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new film, The Holdovers. This is still playing in theaters, but it just hit the on-demand circuit as well, so you can get it at home for a fee. But Alexander Payne returning to his top form here. He's given us such great movies like Sideways, The Descendants, Election, About Schmidt. He had a bit of a stumble a few years ago with his last film, Downsizing, which I thought was just really not very good. But this returns him to form, dealing with real people, having real issues, and real well-written characters. So before I launch into the specifics here of this film, though, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do movie and TV reviews here on the channel, and I try to post something new just about every day. So always a lot to check out, and please check out some of the playlists on the homepage as well to find exactly what you're looking for. But please consider subscribing, hit that notification bell too, or just like this video, comment below. All that, of course, helps the channel out. All right, so look, it's no secret, Alexander Payne, he is one of my favorite directors. He has two movies in my top 50 of all time, which are The Descendants and Election. And this one, boy, with, a little more time and a few more watches, could be up there as well. I'll just spoil my grade a little bit. I love this movie. Is it, the best of the year? No, not quite up to that level. But I have to say, I saw it about a week ago now, and I've really been thinking a lot about it. So let me tell you briefly about the premise of the film. So Paul Giamatti, who reteams with Payne after Sideways years and years ago. So this follows a school board teacher, or a history teacher, I should say, at a boarding school, not a school board teacher, but a New England boarding school set in the 1970s, and he is just, a meanie. He is the teacher nobody likes. The faculty doesn't really even care for him very much, and he has really no family and friends. So through some circumstances, he gets stuck basically babysitting, quote unquote, the holdovers for the holiday season, the kids who have nowhere to go, and so they have to stay at the boarding school. And so at first there is, about five of them, I think, and then they get a call from one of the kids' parents or whatever, that, hey, we can go on this ski trip. Let's all leave, and then this teacher can have the holiday to himself. But no, there is one kid whose parents they cannot get a hold of, so he is the remaining holdover. So Paul Giamatti plays the teacher, and the kid staying behind, he is a newcomer named Dominic Sessa. He plays Angus Tully, and I don't really know much about him. This is, I believe, his first film role. So, very interesting there. And then Divine Joy Randolph plays the head cook, and she's got her own backstory because her son, who went to the school, based on her working there, basically, was killed in action within the year. So this is her first Christmas without him. So, she's got her own set of, trauma and whatnot that she's dealing with for the holiday season. And, there's a few other people here as well, including Carrie Preston, from The Good Fight, as a faculty member who, may or may not have, sort of feelings for the Giamatti character. But listen, Alexander Payne's movies, all of them really, except Downsizing. And I think this is why Downsizing did not quite work, because it's the only Alexander Payne movie that is not based in reality. If you don't know the story of Downsizing, briefly, Matt Damon takes this, and I think Kristen Wiig takes it too, but this like whatever treatment that basically shrinks them to mini size, and then they go to this like mini place to live and whatever. It's a bad movie, but it was, sci-fi, and it did not, yeah, they were people, and it did deal with the people in that situation, but It wasn't realistic. In all of these other movies I've mentioned, there are realistic people with realistic problems, and that is what Alexander Payne knows. Nebraska is another one I did not mention. But look, this one is going to be an Oscar movie for sure. Is it going to win? I don't know, but I mean, there's going to be nominations coming out of this thing. Alexander Payne's movies, except for Downsizing, for the most part, get Oscar nominated. The Descendants got tons of nominations. Nebraska got tons of nominations. Sideways got a handful. About Schmidt, I think won a couple. Did Kathy Bates win supporting actress for that? Maybe, but this one is going to have, certainly a script nomination. I don't know if it's going to get Best Picture or Best Director. From what I've seen so far, it deserves them, at least in the nomination category. But Paul Giamatti is almost assured a Best Actor nomination. I still think Cillian Murphy's probably going to win, but it's weird to say that this could be Giamatti's best performance because he has given us so many great performances over the years, but this one has to be in contention. I mean, he is incredible in this movie, embodying this character and all of his flaws. But obviously, you don't get a character like this without some kind of arc, without some kind of redemption, and without some sort of awareness of, okay, who they are, what their reputation is, et cetera, et cetera. If you go through the movie with the person, being the exact same person, I mean, sometimes that can work, I guess. But in a realistic movie, you like to see some sort of redemption for this character, some sort of humanizing of the character. And Giamatti, he just excels in this role. This was written, by the way, not by Alexander Payne. It was written by David Hemmingson, who I admit I'm not familiar with. So I don't know if he's worked with Payne before. But you're also going to get a nomination in the supporting actress category from Randolph. She is outstanding, and I've seen her in bit parts before. I don't know that I've ever seen her have this much of a role, but my God, she is great in this as well. And there's certainly going to be, Emily Blunt is going to be a contender in that category. Probably America Ferrera for Barbie, but Randolph certainly deserves to be part of the conversation as well. These actors play these characters so well, and they're so well written. Even the newcomer. Now I don't know if he's got a nomination coming his way, Dominic Sessa, but he was great too. For somebody who's really got virtually no acting experience in film. He's maybe a commercial kid or whatever, but I don't even think he's done Broadway. I think he is like new, and he just knocks it out of the park as well. You really believe, that he is this kind of lost child. His mom remarries and gets kind of a new family, and he gets forgotten, and so that's sort of the premise of his backstory. But the more we know about these characters, the more we can identify with certain qualities, and that's look, again, that's the Alexander Payne way. You could say that about many of his movies. This is definitely comedic, but it's got an amazing emotional core as well. Like some of my other favorite movies of the year, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret comes to mind there. But look, if you are able to get this in a theater, get to it, do it, because it's a wonderful movie. If not, it is now available on demand. But look for it come Oscar season for sure. I think we're going to see a lot of nominations for this movie. It's another winner for Alexander Payne in my book. I struggled with this one. Do I give it an A? Do I give it an A plus? The truth is, I can't really find many faults in this movie, and I've just been thinking about it so much over the week that I've seen it. So I am going to leave it with an A plus. It's my fourth of the year, along with Oppenheimer, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I guess part 1 now. But those are my 4 A pluses, and I think this one does deserve to stand with them. Another great Alexander Payne movie. All right, so thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Dan Reviews It. Bye.